Hello and welcome to this week's show. Irish Fantasy Punts with you again for another week review and another preview. But the most important thing in my world right now is that Blink-182 have announced another tour.
On a fucking Tuesday.
Well, the Dublin gig's on a Tuesday, yeah.
Won't be going to that one anyway.
we were talking about this, Jane, before you came on, and we were like, "Oh, I was all going home for the tickets." I was like, "Yeah, I'm going to do that now." It looks like it's Tuesday night. Fucking fuck that.
Like, fair enough if it was like a Thursday night, you book off the Friday and have a long weekend there, but like Tuesday they can suck my left toe.
Still a lot of the week to go there, like.
Yeah. I'm taking a full week off just to see Blink-182.
They should know that their target audience is like 30 to 40-year-old males who are all incapable of drinking midweek anymore.
I'm not incapable, just incapable of going to work after it.
Drinking's the easy part.
Yeah.
It's the follow-up.
It takes days to recover now, lads. Like.
Oh, I don't know. I'm not dazed yet. I'm still. A morning will do me.
I was hungover watching House of the Dragon this week.
Oh, I haven't watched it yet. Don't spoil it. I haven't watched it yet.
I can tell you this. So throughout the show, like they skip like 2 or 3 years at a time, and they change the actors and actresses to match like what age they should be. So like an actress or an actor could just suddenly be changed out. And I was hungover watching it, and it took me about 4 minutes to realize they changed out the actor. And I was like, I thought it was a new character. I was like, who's this guy? What's he doing? Oh, and plus they all have like mad names as well. So like all the Targaryens are like all called Aegon or Viserys. So you're like, so he's his granddad's first cousin, half removed, and he has this dragon. It's near impossible to remember what's going on.
It's more just trying to remember whose dragon is whose. After a while, like it's just
whose dragon is that? Huh?
It's just you've got Eye Patch guy, you've got Bitchy King guy, you've got the Bitchy King's daughter, redhead bitch.
It's like trying to keep up with the wide receiver 5 in New Orleans.
Yeah. And then you just have Mike Thomas, who's Matt Smith in this show.
So I think we have enough of a preamble done there. We've talked about enough random stuff that has nothing to do with anything. Are we ready to kick off the show?
Let's go. Let's do it.
No? Okay. No? All right, let's talk about this week's heroes.
Fine work, my boy. You've done it. You're a true hero.
No technical difficulties this week.
You had to say
production value is going up.
We have it down, lads.
We do not have it
down. This week's main quarterback, it seems to be every week at this stage, Josh Allen. I think if you have Josh Allen in your team just seem to win games, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, there's different level for fantasy. He's just sick.
Yeah, I can say about Josh Allen, like he's Josh Allen.
I always like to wait on my quarterback in the drafts, but I think I've kind of coming to realize now you need to kind of go in the 5th or 6th just to get one of the higher point scorers. Like once you hit like Trevor Lawrence level, you're not really getting things done, are you?
Didn't you do that this year and already got rid of your quarterback?
Yeah, I got Russ in the 8th. Already gone. I now live the Jared Goff life. Didn't work this week. We'll get into him later.
I traded for Rodgers, man, because I needed someone desperately after 2-0 went down. So I'm in no better of a situation.
Patrick Mahomes did big boy things again last night. Jalen Hurts rushing every touchdown he can. Geno Smith coming in at 4. Geno's really
That's
proving us all wrong.
What a
Yeah.
man.
He didn't write back to us.
Back to back, man. I'm going to have to start taking a little bit of notice of Gino. Who are actually they playing this week? Who's he got this week?
Arizona. Is it?
Oh yeah, pay attention to Geno then.
Yeah, Gino getting 30 or 40 this week.
This would be the trap, though. This is the game where you play him, and it's just the trap.
Yeah. But
Gino's got like 4 weeks there, man, that you could realistically play him.
Yeah,
yeah.
100%.
Yeah, he's got 4 good weeks there. If you're struggling for a quarterback, I would actually entertain the idea now of taking Geno Smith in.
Yeah. QB6 on the year at the moment.
Yeah, it's insane.
He's waiting to burn us. He's waiting to go full Dracarys on us.
Yeah, there's no way he can keep this up. Like, it helps a lot when you have guys like Lockett and Metcalf who can just get open downfield. And if you've any sort of a big arm, just heave it down there. One of them will get it. Like
that pass to Lockett, well, I think it was the second touchdown, was amazing. But like we said a couple of weeks ago, that Lockett was surprisingly under the radar, doing very well, and now he's just doing very well. It's not surprising anymore. And then Kirk Cousins and Carson Wentz round out the top 6. Then Carson Wentz had a good week.
Carson Wentz is back. He's back.
We did say this. No, come on, no. We did say this last week. He was going up against the team that's poor against the pass. Let's not get carried away on this Carson Wentz bullshit again. He's going to be shit next week again.
QB9 on the year. Like
he is the most sacked quarterback this year, and he is going up against Roquan Smith next week. That man is not staying on his feet for the full game. He might end up dead again. We don't know.
Running backs, Austin Eckler had a big boy week again. He's put 2 and 2 together nicely there. Leonard Fournette, Breece Hall. Breece Hall had an amazing game. He was so good. Nick Chubb, amazing as well. And then Josh Jacobs and Derrick Henry. Oh, Dalvin Cook had a nice week as well.
Yeah.
As we called Sunday.
Yeah.
We did not call that shit.
We did not call it Sunday.
Hey, Jeff Wilson wasn't too far off him, to be fair. We did say Jeff Wilson over him. Jeff Wilson was, 5 points off him?
Yeah, he wasn't that far.
Yeah.
I think
if you lost whoever that was, if you did lose your fantasy matchup by 5 points and you didn't start Cook, we will take the blame.
But we weren't the mile off.
No, we weren't.
Give honorary mentions to Raheem Mostert, Ramondre Stevens, and Damian Pierce. All looked great. Raheem Mostert has taken over from Chase Edmonds.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. Are we thinking Mostert now might be a guy that you would go and trade for at this moment in time, because he was drafted so low that he's on a lot of people's benches from what I can see. He's on a lot of teams, but he doesn't seem to be started a whole lot. So is he an option to go and trade for right now?
I'd say so, yeah. I definitely take him.
I've
been running back in.
Cheaper. Yeah, you are.
What would you give up to get him though? That's the thing. Like who out there would you kind of give up at this moment in time? Because more than likely you're going to have to probably give up 2 guys to get him.
At this point, you probably would, yeah. But I don't know how high you'd really want him. Because, like, how many good weeks he had now? 1,
2,
2,
3. Actually, I think he the one that started the season 2, didn't
he? Yeah, but that's even a stretch, to be honest. Like, he got like 9 points. This is our first big week.
Yeah, like you're probably trading at the wrong time.
Or Mostert? Would you prefer to take your budding wide receiver and Olave and trade him for Mostert if you're a running back?
If it's redraft, I'd probably give up Olave. If it's dynasty,
you never do that. Yeah, you never do that trade.
No.
Yeah. Like Mostert right now, like it's a thing that we've said week after week now, is that it's hard this year to find a good running back. So a guy that has like potential, who's shown that he can really tote the rock for Miami at the minute, he's a rare commodity. Like, so if you can go and get him, I probably would give up Olave to go get him, because there's a lot of receivers out there who are having good years.
What about Stevenson then? Because he's pretty much the RB1 there for 3 or 4 weeks now with Harris.
Yeah, like he is another one I take a good look at getting, because New England can't throw the ball anyway, so they're going to be primarily run.
I think
And they're deep.
he's so expensive now. Like he had such a good game at the weekend. He'll be very pricey if you want to go and trade for him now. I think you've missed the boat on him. Same with Ken Walker. Like you'd never be able to trade for Ken Walker now. He'd cost you a lot.
Why do you have him up on the trade block? So
someone will trade me a lot for him.
What do you want? Their price.
Because I haven't seen Ken Walker play yet. So if I can sell Ken Walker on like the price of a second round kind of pick, like I mean, like someone say someone came along and they had a Debo and they were stupid enough to offer him for Ken Walker, I'd take your hand. I'd take Debo straight away. You know, somebody might offer you that. If they're...
Be an idiot to do that.
Yeah,
but that's the thing. Idiots play fantasy football.
Like, would you take like the likes of, I don't know, like someone who's had a really solid start, but he's coming down the last few weeks, like a Waddle or something?
For Ken Walker,
like is the upside more in Waddle with Tua coming back and Walker after one game? Would you take the Waddle trade? Like,
I think it's dependent on your team. If you have enough running backs, I'd probably take Waddle. But I don't think for my particular build of a team, I would do that trade because I have Debo and Cortland Sutton at wide receiver already. I have Gabe Davis and Brandon Cooks. Like I don't really need Waddle, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, so you'd be looking just to basically upgrade. I'd be looking, running back.
I'd be looking to take Ken Walker, put him with another receiver. Say I could put Ken Walker and like Cortland Sutton and go and get an Eckler. You know, go and get Derrick Henry. You don't like Eckler, so like I'm
not massively against Eckler. I just didn't think he would recreate what he done last year. So far this year, he's proven me wrong. Same with Saquon. Saquon's another one. He's proven me wrong this year. I still think McCaffrey has a bit to do to prove me wrong. I think he's going well, but people have McCaffrey as the first overall draft pick. If you're going to be the first overall draft pick, you have to be number one at the end of the year. Minimum, you have to be top 5. And
I sent out a trade to the McCaffrey owner today. It was Garrett Wilson and Kenneth Walker for Christian McCaffrey. So you can see what I'm kind of poking at there. But that's like the first offer. So like that's always lower than what you expect to spend.
Yeah, like you wouldn't take like a Kareem Hunt or the likes of, I don't know, Montgomery or Singletary for him now. You'd be looking to try get one of the top kind of guys if you're trading them out.
Yeah, you want to package him. Go on, Jamie.
Yeah. This is the week to do it because if he absolutely floors it on Sunday, you're fucked. Your trade value is gone straight away.
Yeah.
Well, see, then you go back down to trading for the Kareem Hunts or the James Connors or those kind of. At the moment now, they're all like, well, Kareem Hunt's actually doing pretty good. I think he's like the 16th or 17th overall. But you're back, if Kenny Walker busts out, you're looking at guys ranked in the 30s, 20s at the position. If you're looking to trade, then that's the scare here.
We'll go on to the wide receiver heroes then. Gabe Davis on like 3 catches. Absolutely bossed it.
Didn't save your ass.
No. He got me a lot of points in my flex, but then Jared Goff kindly took care of that and made sure to negate those points. Gabe Davis, Devontae Adams had a massive game last night as well, but it was on massive targets again, same as Gabe Davis. But I think, was it the second touchdown Adams caught where it was just like he caught it over his shoulder running into the end zone from like 70 yards or something stupid like that?
Yeah, he'd actually kind of lean back to get it. Like it was underthrown. He'd to reach back to catch it. Like it was, he's an animal. Like we knew he was going to blow up at some point. Like he was going to have this game.
Well, he blew up all right, didn't he? He looked like he might be suspended there.
Yeah, he looked. Yeah, he might not have him next week now. Diami Brown came in at 3rd, but none of us are expecting this to happen again. So we'll move swiftly on. Tyler Lockett, we talked about at the top of the show, wide receiver 4. Cooper Kupp and Justin Jefferson with puny 18-point weeks. They're useless. Kobe Myers had a big week, back off the injury. Stephon Diggs and then Marquise Brown. And then Amari Cooper just behind that. So Amari Cooper was at home, obviously.
He was, yeah.
Just to go back to Hollywood there, he's the wide receiver 5 over the first few weeks. So he's nicely doing what you want him to do.
Yeah, I was looking at that, but the only thing is with Hollywood is you drafted him to get your points early on. Like when D-Hop comes back, his snap share, target share, everything is going down.
Yeah,
he is not going to be this player. Like right now, coming into week 6 is when you trade Marquise Brown away and pick up some quality assets before D-Hop comes back.
I think you'd get good value as well. I think if you trade
definitely
Marquise now, you'll get decent. Like people will be wary. Like everyone knows he's coming back and that D-Hop is coming back. But like I think you could still I'd expect him to still be like probably 80% as productive.
You could sell the dream. Definitely. I don't believe that. Like I think he's going to be about 50% as good as what he is now.
I don't think he's going to go down that much. Like, you know, he's obviously going to go down with D-Hop back, but I don't think he's going to go down that much. Like,
I said 80%. Shane said 50. What do you say percentage wise then, Jamie?
Oh Jesus, I'm going to go 60. Right?
You're fucking barely bigger than me. Jesus Christ! He's like, oh no, I don't think it's going to happen. But
like, he's going to go
60%.
down. But like, this comes back to your own logic, like, you know, where Hopkins is going to be covered the whole time, and Brown's going to get a lot freer at times. He could still have that kind of production value, but he's probably going to be more touchdown dependent than he is now.
Yeah, I would agree with that because as it is the logic I tend to go by. But my thing is with the guys like Devontae Adams and D-Hop, those kind of guys, it doesn't matter if you throw 3 guys on them. We seen last year a Hail Mary from Kyler Murray, threw it up. D-Hop was covered by basically the whole defense and still caught it and scored the touchdown. He's going to go to D-Hop no matter what. It's the same way in Vegas now. They're going to Devontae Adams whether he's covered or not. He's getting targeted and he's getting his targets. That's it. Like, and that just takes so much away from Marquise Brown. So right now, if he's on my team, I'm trading him now.
Tight ends, I got to eat my humble pie here with Taysom Hill at the top of the list. 34.1. In fairness, I couldn't have seen him breaking off like 375-yard runs and throwing a touchdown as well.
I said it.
I said he might score 0, but he could also score over 20 points. He did score over 20 points.
Travis Kelce had the strangest stat line in the world. It was like 24 yards and 4 touchdowns.
Yeah.
I was so
weird.
Oh, were you playing against him?
I know. I had him in a bet last night. I had himself and Adams score a touchdown each and just be over 50 yards. And I woke up this morning and I looked at it. I saw the 4 touchdowns. I put on the phone. I was like, grand, I won. Perfect. Fucking 80 quid. I picked up again and said, where's the money in my fucking Paddy Power account? I was like, 24 yards. Fuck's sake. Sick bastard.
Mark Andrews and then Hayden Hurst rounded off the top 4 then. Dallas Goedert had a decent week as well, and then Adam Troutman caught a touchdown from Taysom Hill.
You gotta love it. Taysom Hill effect.
Absolutely incredible.
They're gonna have to fix that rule. Like, they can't give him quarterback points as well.
They have to. If anything, he should be getting. The other way a quarterback gets like 0.1, and normal people get just 1, whatever. For quarterbacks' yards are less than normal yards, aren't they?
Yeah, they're quarter, so you get like a point.
Yeah.
For like from throwing, like, but for running, it's the same.
Yeah, but he should be getting the same amount of points for throwing the ball as he does for running the ball because he doesn't do it the whole time.
Anyway, that'll bring us on to our losers. Well, not just me, but the loser fantasy players, the zeros.
Well, what about Nick Folk?
Loss of limb will not excuse you.
Kicker of the week.
We're not talking about kickers.
Kicker of the week.
Kicker of the week, Nick Folk. He was on your team.
And I still lost. Jared Goff saw that as well.
You had the wide receiver of the week and the kicker of the week, and you still lost.
I won't put it all. I put a lot of it at Goff's door, but AJ Dillon also sucked his fair share of it up as well. Like,
it didn't help you either that I had Fournette and Henry.
yeah, they both got like 30 points. I was like, for fuck's sake. Anyway, that's our quarterback suck fest of the week. We'll start with the aforementioned Jared Goff. Who else is down this crap list? Russell Wilson obviously had the bad game as well. Matt
Baker
Ryan had the
Mayfield.
bad game as well, but you weren't playing him. Cooper Rush came back to reality. 3 points. I don't think anyone took that leap though.
Well, I
Matt
said
Stafford.
for one game. I didn't say do it for every game. Like one game, I said he get 20 points.
Oh, he's backtracking now. Like, yeah.
No backtracking, man. I never said this last week on the pod. I never said pick up Cooper Rush or make sure you play Cooper Rush. I said it 2 weeks ago, and I was right 2 weeks ago.
So selective correctness.
Yeah.
Trevor Lawrence didn't have a great game as you played him. Matthew Stafford. I think everyone's pivoted off Stafford at this stage. I don't think anyone's still at that well.
No, he is awful.
Awful.
Yeah.
It's not
Basically,
even.
if you played... Go on.
It's not even Stafford's fault so much. Like it's the O line, man. I watched the Dallas Rams game. I really thought the Rams would be the ones to take down Cooper Rush. Didn't think he'd be able to hold up against their defense. I thought their offense then would just be on the field so much that our defense would tire out. But he was just, they couldn't keep him protected. Their O-line is shocking. So like he has no time and he's just constantly going like either to the running backs or chucking it down to Cooper Kupp. Just like, one guy I know who should be open. Bang. So stupid. Like they need to fix that O-line. They put in so much money to the defense and everywhere else, picking up Allen Robinson. Pick up a good lineman.
Running backs. The Rams running backs. Terrible.
Awful.
Two of them. Yeah. AJ Dillon sucked it up. Clyde had a bad game, so the efficiency is now gone.
Yeah. There he is. He's on the downward spiral. We said it. We did say it. You heard it here at the start of the season.
He was outscored by McKinnon, wasn't he?
Was, yeah.
Was he?
I think he was, yeah.
Yeah, but McKinnon had some beastly runs. He looked good running. Najee Harris, like we've talked about Najee. It's gross, and I'm sorry if you drafted him. I don't know what you can do with him. You probably do. You even play him at the minute? Do you just bench him now?
Yeah. I'd say he's got to nearly go to the bench. You've got to be looking somewhere else that can get you over kind of 6-7 points a week. Maybe someone will still trade you something. Like if I had Najee and someone offered me Kareem Hunt for him now, I would take Kareem Hunt in a heartbeat.
Oh, yeah.
In a heartbeat. I think I would even take AJ Dillon if someone offered him to me over Najee at the minute.
What he doesn't have favorable matchups either. Like he's got the Bucks
No.
this week, and then Dolphins, then the Eagles. Then he's on a bye, and then he's got the Saints. Like,
And it
you're not
looked
getting-
it looked in that Pittsburgh game that they really wanted to let Kenny Pickett throw it more than they wanted to just hand it off and give him an easy game. And Steelers are so bad defensively that they're going to be playing from behind a lot, which doesn't leave a whole lot for Najee to get chances to rush the ball. If you're chasing the game, you're passing the ball. Like, so that's going to be a hassle for him as well. Like,
yeah.
I'm currently trying to find who has him in our league so I can send an offer with AJ.
it
Dillon.
is Darren OR, the new guy.
Don't know if he's going to enjoy this trade offer, but sure, we may as well.
Who are you sending him?
AJ Dillon. That's who you take.
I would take that if I had Najee. I would be taking that deal right now because I would honestly. AJ Dillon is probably going to be a 5th rounder next year. So if we're still we'll obviously be doing the keeper thing. So in my head, I'm taking our league for the keeper league. AJ Dillon's a 5th, 6th round pick maybe after this year. Like he'd be one of my keepers because Aaron Jones' contract up at the end of this year. It is.
No.
He have 1 year left.
No, he signed a massive deal.
Yeah, did he? He did. Yeah. Well, hopefully AJ Dillon gets traded then.
Yeah, that's not a situation you want to be in. You need to stay away from those Green Bay running backs. They're fucking painful.
Antonio Gibson is going to be returning punts now, so say farewell to him on your roster, I'd say. Well, he's going to sit on your bench for a long time. James Robinson, we thought he'd have a big day. He did not. Dobbins was disappointing. Singletary, in a game where they should have been running the ball constantly, didn't get on the field. So that was like 4.6 points there. Brilliant. Mm-hmm. Penny went to the injury, so you can't really give out to Penny. James Conner got an injury mid-game as well. Still sucked, though. Miles Sanders disappointed you, which was annoying after the big few weeks.
I'm delighted.
Then then you're in the Zeke, Aaron Jones territory where they didn't really disappoint you that much. You weren't ecstatic about it. But
what's your Zeke take? If you can get Tony Pollard, if you could package Zeke with a receiver or a tight end or whatever you're packaging them with, would you trade for Tony Pollard now?
Pollard is the better running back.
No, I'm happy. I'd be happier to have Zeke because the goal line will go to Zeke, and you just know what to expect with Zeke. Don't expect like 80-yard runs with a touchdown. Just expect kind of trudging along slowly, getting you the points. You won't get any massive thrills. You won't get like a 20-point week, but he'll get you the 10-11 points that you need for your RB2 or flex. Just don't expect to blow up.
Has he scored this year? I don't think he has. Does he have one touchdown?
Sure he did, did he? Yeah, he scored against the Giants.
Oh yes, he did. That is correct.
Wide receivers then. We'll move on to those flops. Wide receivers is always kind of like a bit harder for the flops because they're so hit and miss anyway. Chris Godwin didn't have a great game. Curtis Samuel kind of let you down a little bit. Tyreek had the injury, so we can't really get too on his case. He's in a walking boot. Pittman, this is the worrying one. What the hell is going on with Pittman, Jamie? You have him on your roster.
I have no fucking idea, and I don't know what to do with it. I really don't. I'm not even joking at this point. He's a guy that you nearly, you probably wouldn't draft, but there's no trade value for me. Don't really want to play him either. And, I'm stuck. To be honest, I have to play him. You kind of have to back the talent at some point, but he's just not getting the ball. He was outscored by Alec Pierce this week.
Alex Pierce will be a hot waiver commodity.
Why is not even Willie? Why would you bother? Why would you go near that Colts offense the way it is? They can't get Jonathan Taylor on the ball. I know he's injured this week, but they can't get him on the ball. They can't get Pittman on the ball, who's the top right receiver. I'd just stay away from there altogether. Alec Pierce is just you're panicking. You're panicking if you're bringing that lad in.
CeeDee Lamb had a bit of a down week, but the Cowboys' offense in general seemed to be a bit spluttery in the passing game.
We have a question there in the chat, Dan.
What do we got? Trade Jonathan Taylor for Stephon Diggs and Kareem Hunt. No. What do you two think? Jonathan Taylor for Stephon Diggs, Kareem Hunt?
At this point, yeah. Probably would.
You would? I would do it.
Yeah, no, I would stick with your what you just echoed, Jamie, for the Colts. You said you have to back the talent at some point. I'd be backing the talent of Jonathan Taylor all day, man. I like Kareem Hunt and I like Stephon Diggs, but Jonathan Taylor is a game changer, man. He is going to get points at some point this year. It's a waiting game with him.
Yeah, I have been in another league. Maybe just burnt me one too many times this year. could be the
Jamar
only
Chase
reason.
has had a
but-
few down weeks. He's got only 5 points here this week.
Who's that?
Jamar Chase, that's in standard now. He had
Yeah.
5 points.
Yeah, he's low. Curtis Samuel, another bad week.
Yeah, AJ Brown, he didn't do any good either. It was a weird week this week. It was like you either scored 30 points or you didn't score at all.
Yeah.
Tight end duds. Do we really need to go into them? It's kind of like it's the same with tight ends every week. They kind of very
My
hard to pick
boy-
out.
My boy had a bad week this week.
Who was your
Disley.
guy?
Will Disley.
I think
Disley, man, he had a bad week.
George Kittle had a bad week again. That's not brilliant. Like,
Yeah, George Kittle's having a bad week every week, man.
yeah, well, he's
Yeah.
either injured or a bad week.
Boys, in the comments, Jeb Armstrong, who just asked us the question, he says the Colts offense scares him. We get that, but then he also said he appreciates it, guys. He never thought he would be asking some Irishmen for fantasy football advice.
That's a fair
Bro.
point.
If it helps, I don't think none of us thought we'd ever be given it.
Or we probably shouldn't be giving it. But look,
Hey,
we'll go
speak
on.
for yourself, man. I've tipped Cooper Rush and Taysom Hill down in successive weeks almost.
Hell, son, you're about as useful as a cock-flavored louse.
Hey, just remind the people who beat you this week. Before you use your soundboard, who whooped your ass this week?
Jared Goff. Jared Goff did it to me, man.
No, I beat you this week. That's who beat you. Me.
Anyway, let's move on to trade of the week.
Bet that snack pack's pretty good. Want to trade me the rest of it for this banana? You know how badly I can beat you, right?
I noticed this week that everyone seems to have loosened up with the trades, and the trades are flying like because we have a group chat where I send in all the dynasty trades to, and I'd say I easily spammed the two guys with like 700 trades this week.
Yeah, there is
Yeah, I
a
didn't know
lot.
what was going on there, to be honest. So.
Anyway, I picked out this one for trade of the week. I think it's pretty interesting. So this is in League 1008. Type Light got Rashad Bateman and Ramondre Stevenson for Austin Stover, who got CD Lamb and a 4th round pick, 2023 4th round. So Bateman and Stevenson for Lamb and a 4th round. Now this was before the Ramondre Stevenson big week and the injury to Damian Harris. So you now have Stevenson and Bateman for Lamb and a 4th. Shane, you can go first, seeing as you're the Cowboys fan.
Yeah, like I think Lamb with Dak coming back is probably the option I would want. The 4th round pick is a bit of a throwaway. Stevenson, you really looked out getting Stevenson. Like, I don't blame the guy for trading away Stevenson and Bateman for CD Lamb. Like, he got a starter for what were 2 bench guys, and Bateman isn't going anywhere. Like, he's going to be hot and cold week to week. Stevenson is a good guy to get though, but I think I'd still rather have CD Lamb at the minute. Stevenson's still unproven.
Yeah, I think with even upside Stevenson for a while until Harris comes back, but then once Harris comes back, you're back to that kind of 50-50 split.
Yeah.
And you don't really know what you're doing with him then. But you do have him for what Harris isn't on the IR, is he? He's just out for 2 or 3 weeks.
I think
But,
it was
like-
2 or 3 weeks, yeah.
Yeah, but like Bateman's out at the moment too. Like, so you're getting not now Bateman at the moment. And like as you said, Shane, like he's hot and cold. So
Yeah.
he is what he is. Like, it's kind of like what we said before the start of the year. Wide receivers and the Ravens, you just want to stay away from them. Like, not what you want. I think you're right. You probably would go with CD Lamb here for, I suppose, for future reference, because I think over the course of the year you'd have more out of him than you will the other 2 lads.
Especially Dynasty as well. I think I'd rather have CD. CD's probably going to be the number 1 receiver at the Cowboys for the foreseeable future. Like, he's going to get a lot of targets. If you're in a PPR league, he's going to get you points. He's going to finish every season with over 1,000 yards, providing he doesn't get injured. He's probably going to be the top touchdown scorer on the team as well. Like, you're getting a good option, and he's still young. He's only going to get better. And I think out of the three of them there, he's definitely the biggest star out of the three of them.
Questions have started flying in there. So Tony Alvarez wants to know in a dynasty PPR, Mike Williams for Mariota and Josh Jacobs. Mariota is just a depth piece for quarterback help. He's really targeting Jacobs. His wide receiver core is AJ Brown, Amari Cooper, Hollywood, Alec Pierce, DK Metcalf.
Oh, I'm making that trade all day, every day. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, your wide receivers are pretty good.
Yeah, that's a good trade. If you can pick up Jacobs for Mike Williams and Mariota, definitely do it. I'd even just offer Mike Williams. I think Mike Williams is playing good enough to get him.
He's trading Mike Williams for Mariota and Jacobs.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. So your man's just looking to offload Mariota.
It's a good, it's a smart trade, right? Because there's a smoke screen in there with Mariota. Because you're looking at Mariota going, oh, they're getting two players. But you don't want fucking Mariota.
You can just cut him if you really want. Like.
He's gone. Like.
You could really just go Williams and Jacobs, or someone might go, fuck it. But there's a second player in there. It's a nice smoke screen with that. I like that.
Like what I did with Henderson. I packaged Henderson and Stafford up to get Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. I wanted rid of Henderson. And I wanted rid of Stafford.
Nice.
Joe Villa. Hits on the bench since week 2. Higby on waivers. So started him. Who should I trade for Pitts? 18 PPR. You can't trade Pitts because
I wouldn't.
I don't know what to get for Pitts.
That's it. Like I would not be trading Pitts right now. Pitts will have one big week before the season is out, and then that's when I hit the go button. Trade straight away.
Yeah, exactly. Wait till a big week and then try and cash in. Because now what are you getting? You're like
nothing.
Yeah.
No.
Like
I don't
you're literally getting nothing.
If I sent you an offer of George Pickens for Kyle Pitts, would you take Pickens? Would you want Pickens or Pitts?
Probably right now I would take Pickens. Yeah, I take Pickens now. Like Pickens is upcoming star, especially if it's dynasty. I'm snapping your hand off for that. The Falcons don't look like they're going to be in a good place for a while. Like,
no. Sorry,
Jamie, I didn't get your opinion on that one. What do you think?
No, I agree with you. Like, you have nothing on Pitts there. You have no trade value. There's no point. So you're not going to get anything from it at the moment. Hold on to him. Keep him on the bench. The bench stays to say that one big week, then offload him.
Nick wants to know what the deal with Mike Thomas is. Someone just dropped him. Should I swap Corey Davis for him? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Drop Corey Davis and go get Mike Thomas off the waivers.
Go fast. Why are you watching this? Go.
Hey, stop getting rid of the viewers.
Sorry. Stay. Go.
Keep the questions coming.
Go tell your friends and come back.
Follow us on Twitter at IFPunts and keep the questions coming in on the YouTube stream. That'll bring us then on to our preview for next week. Now I have to try and find the preview drop quickly.
Avengers! Assemble.
Need to think of a better preview drop, but it's very hard to think of anything that like kind of references previews.
We got one more question after popping up, Dan, before we move on.
Cool. We'll do that quickly and then we'll move on to trade Mixon, Stevenson, and Godwin for Diggs, Devonta Smith, and Eli Mitchell.
God,
no thanks. I want Mixon, Stevenson, and Godwin.
Yeah, and Godwin.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. But when I read it and I was like, if it's Diggs and Devontae, I was like, Devontae Adams. Then I seen Smith. I was like, oh yeah, no go.
Well, we know how you feel about Devonta Smith. So.
When's Eli Mitchell even back?
I don't know, actually. I actually haven't even thought of Eli Mitchell.
Someone look that up while we're doing next week's preview. Thursday night game, Washington at Chicago.
Yeah.
Oh. I don't know.
Exactly what you want.
Have we made the move to Robinson over Gibson? Robinson got like 9 attempts this week. That was like his first week back against Chicago. Are they going to make the move? I don't think you can play Gibson at all this week.
Well, it sounds like they're moving him out of it altogether. Like, so I think if you're going to play anyone there, you're going to play Robinson, but you're probably going to stay away from those 2 running backs. To be honest with it.
Gibson had 3 rushing attempts this week. I don't know.
Yeah, you're not playing him, yeah, definitely not.
Any
You play
interest
Robinson over him, but I don't think you play any of them.
I'd agree with you. I'd play Robinson if I had to pick between the two. I'd play Robinson, but I don't know. I don't know if I had an option to avoid the situation. I would. What else do we have? Sorry, another question came in. Oh, he was just giving background on his running backs.
No,
He has
it's just
mixed.
the team stacked.
Yeah. No, I'd still,
Yeah,
even
it's
with
like-
your team lineup, I'd still want Mixon, Stevenson.
Yeah,
that's a nice team, though.
yeah, it's a stacked roster.
Nice.
That's a nice boulder. Are we playing anyone on the Chicago side? Are we completely out on Chicago?
I might give
Montgomery?
Mooney a start this week if playing the Commanders. They're bad against the pass. I think I'll probably give Mooney a start. He looked good last week.
Did he? Really? No.
He looked good. Not saying he was good, but he looked good.
he had like one good catch. And I think that's kind of smokescreen and the whole thing. And I don't think he did much other than that, to be honest.
He needs more of that. That's what he needs. It's confidence building for him. He's in an absolutely terrible situation in Chicago. And if Fields could get a bit more faith in him going downfield, maybe he'll heave it up to him a bit more. Just needs to be more towards him than the defender.
Yeah. But like I'd say on that side, the only one you're playing is Montgomery, really. Other than that,
I think I'd only be going Monty.
I think you're staying away otherwise.
You were thinking a shot for Mooney sort of thing, Shane?
Yeah, I think this week, just against the Commanders, I think I would, if he's on my bench and I've been guessing whether to play him or not. Bye weeks are up this week. You might have someone out. I'd stick Mooney in. Flex option anyway.
Would you go Thielen against Miami or Mooney against Washington?
Mooney.
Or Thielen.
No,
You're Thielen.
Thielen's another one, man. He's hot and cold as well. I think I'd rather take the chance on the number 1 overall receiver for the Bears than the number 2, maybe number 3 guy at times in Minnesota.
I don't think I would, to be honest.
Washington are 4th against the pass, so they are very bad. They are 4th worst against the wide receiver position. So
yeah, but
I can see your logic. It's just, do I want to bet on Fields?
Yeah, you don't like.
I'd take the risk. This week, I would take the risk. Look, it's getting into squeaky bum time around the league. Everyone's going to have bye weeks coming up for the next foreseeable future, actually, in the league, isn't it? So, you're going to have to take punts. You're going to have to take punts on these guys. This week, I think, is a week if you need it. Punt on Mooney.
Shane's punt of the week.
Someone look up the odds for Mooney to get a touchdown anytime. It could be decent.
I know my phone's almost dead. I'm not.
I'll check it there. I'll check it there.
Going back to the well with McLaurin and Samuel, I think you probably would.
No,
you're done.
Not with Samuel. I'm not doing that. He had a couple of good weeks, man. Samuel isn't what people thought he was like. No, he's not.
You aiming,
I take the risk with Scary Terry. Just no. I wouldn't be saying, if you're not willing to put Mooney into your lineup, you shouldn't be willing to put Curtis Samuel into your lineup. You're betting on Wentz, a man who can't stay upright in the game.
Yeah, no, I do agree now. Yeah, I do. He was terrible last week. It's pity though, because Samuel's talented, John, and with a better quarterback there, he could be a right asset for you.
Do I trade Jonathan Taylor and Michael Thomas for Najee, Amari Cooper, Aaron Rodgers, 10-man, 1 QB, PPR, no QB, and Kirk and Renfro or as my wide receivers? No, you don't make that trade.
No.
Is it redraft or is it redraft or is it dynasty? That's a big question for me here. On
We'll,
this one.
we'll assume it's redraft. So just assume it's redraft. But no, you don't make that trade because at 10-man you can go and get a quarterback off the waivers.
Yeah,
like-
there should be one there.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
think
it is
you're giving
redraft,
those guys up. Like,
Yeah, if it's redraft, I don't know. I'm not making the fact that it's 10-man. You should be able to get a QB off the waiver wire, unless people have them all
Yeah.
stashed away. But like if you're looking at guys that are like Mariota and Jimmy G on the waiver wire, like I'm not going to one of them guys. Like if I can get Rodgers, Najee, Amari Cooper, like I take Michael Thomas out of that trade and just offer Jonathan Taylor and see what happens. Because
Yeah.
I would not for for Najee, Amari Cooper, and Aaron Rodgers. I'm not giving you, even if it was just Jonathan Taylor. I'm not giving you Jonathan Taylor for fucking Najee.
yeah, like we
He's
did-
one of the deal.
for redraft though, like there's no keeper in it. You're not keeping him. He's been performing badly this year. With what 10 games left in the season, I'm willing to take the chance in the 10 games that Jonathan Taylor only has 2 good games.
Oh, Gino's on the waiver. Go get Gino.
Yeah, go get
Yeah,
Gino.
yeah, yeah,
Gino
yeah,
has Gino has 4 nice matchups coming up, if I'm not mistaken.
he does. Yeah,
He's
yeah. Go
Arizona
get
this
Gino.
week. Go
Gino
get
be
Gino.
fine. He'll do ya.
Yeah, Gino's got a
Jonathan
nice 4
Taylor's all
games
rested
there.
up.
Like we were only talking there about 20 minutes ago about nearly dropping Najee, like, and now we're on about trading for him. Like, no, like an Amari Cooper who only plays at home, as we know now. Like, no, you're not giving up John Taylor, Michael Thomas. You're not, like, just don't do it.
San Fran at Atlanta. This is the first of the Sunday games. Jeff Wilson looked fairly good, didn't he?
Yeah, man, Jeff
Yeah.
Wilson looked decent.
Mhm,
Straight into your lineup.
Yeah,
Deebo Samuel, he's always there.
mhm.
I saw Ayuk make a few good catches, but I don't know if I play him still.
it's
No.
the Jimmy G effect. Jimmy G loves Brandon Ayuk. We know this from 3 years of watching Jimmy G with Brandon Ayuk. Even when Ayuk was absolutely terrible at the start of last season, Jimmy G was force feeding the man the ball.
We got a new sub. Thank you.
Hey,
Oh, we need a draft for that too.
For whenever we get a sub, just like a
Yeah,
ding, ding,
yeah,
ding, 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 ding,
Ding,
ding,
ding, ding.
blackball kind of thing.
yeah.
Yeah, like I think I'm still not playing Ayuk anyway. But then
No.
George Kittle's a question. Kyle, I think it's the same thing with George Kittle and Kyle Pitts. You're just tired at this stage.
we did say in the offseason, especially you, Dan, you hammered this home during the offseason that Kittle's value was going to spiral this year. He's gotten to an age where he doesn't have the production anymore. If you drafted Kittle this year or he is on your roster still, you are stuck with a big name that you're afraid to get rid of, but realistically should be gone off your team.
Yeah, but like this comes back to your whole tight end thing. Doesn't matter what tight end you pick up. His piece.
It does when when his name is Kittle. Yes, it does.
Yeah, but he's still getting your 4 or 5 points, so you're not going to drop him. Like he's still a tight end. What tight end are you going to pick up? That's going to get you that consistently. Like no, he's not getting George Kittle numbers, but he's still
He'd
getting
not even get Will Disley numbers.
average. He got like 0 last week. So
He had 3 points.
3 points. Okay, yeah, he's giving you Will Disley numbers. So, but like you're still like, look, you're as you say, you're stuck
You
with
still
him.
have to play him, is what you're saying, Jamie.
Yeah, like you're stuck with him, but you know you're not going to get any better value off any other tight end there.
I don't know about it. I think I'm joining the. He'd be on my bench. I wouldn't drop him, but I'd be joining the carousel of tight ends, just picking one up every week, trading
Oh.
in and out, seeing who was a nice matchup. That's that. I'm not keeping a guy in my team that I know for a fact is probably going to get me 3 or 4 points. When I could go for a guy, yeah, he might get me a goose egg, but there's a good chance he could score a touchdown or 2. Like Taysom Hill is out on most people's things there. I'd rather have Taysom Hill in my team right now than Kittle.
I'm not
but
playing George Pitts anyway.
yeah,
Not George Pitts. Kyle
George
Pitts.
Pitt, yeah, the amalgamation.
Put them together. Neither are getting played. San Fran are the best team against tight ends. Not happening. I'm not playing anyone on that Falcon side this week.
No,
No. Drake London, Pitts, not a hope. Mariota, no. The one guy I am a little bit interested in is the running back that they was it Algier or
No,
Algieri?
rookie this year.
No,
Yeah, Algeria.
yeah, he only got drafted this year. I'd be interested to see kind of what he can do over a few games. Like,
I think the running back they had in the first week who got injured is Davis. Is that who they had there? I can't even remember who they had who got injured the first week, but I think he's coming back soon. Who was the one that got injured? I don't even remember. Don't care. New England at Cleveland. Do we have Mac Jones back for this game?
Yes, apparently yes.
Okay. Damian Harris is out anyway, so Stevenson, you're firing him up. Nick
100%.
Chubb and Kareem Hunt there auto starts. Well, Kareem Hunt might not be an auto start against New England.
A good week this week, but yeah, I don't know. Like
Yeah, probably
New
not.
England's defense is so good, man. I don't know. Like
Yeah, I don't think you do. But you play Chubb, I don't think you play Hunt.
this should be low scoring and a lot of running. That's what I'm expecting here.
Mm-hmm.
This is a good question. Do you play Kareem Hunt or Najee Harris? Najee Harris has Tampa Bay.
I'd be going with Hunt.
Yeah,
So
probably
would I.
Hunt. Yeah.
That just shows like how far we've dipped on.
Yeah.
Say James Conner sits. Would you play Eno Benjamin or Kareem Hunt? Arizona have Seattle in Seattle.
Probably play Kareem Hunt for the known factor. The
Yeah.
fact that you know he will get points.
Probably, yeah.
Closer. That's actually closer to me than the Najee Harris one is.
It
Yeah.
actually is.
Yeah, it is,
it actually is. Yeah.
Just a little bit more talk goes into it.
I did think about that a little bit more, yeah.
New England wide receivers. Myers had a decent game back off the injury, but I still don't know. Can you play him? He's 8 targets, 7 receptions, 111 yards, and a touchdown.
Yeah, he's Zappa's guy. He's not Mac Jones's guy.
He had a big week against Pittsburgh when he played them as well. Like he's a very unsexy player you could put in your flex spot.
If you're PPR, because I know this from having Myers last year, Myers gets targeted a lot. Like he is one for PPR leagues. He doesn't do anything special. He might get the odd touchdown, but he doesn't get a whole lot of yards. Doesn't score a whole lot, but he picks up a lot of receptions.
Amari Cooper's at home, so he's in your
It's
lineup.
start.
Play
He
him.
is wide receiver 1 this week.
Would you play Amari Cooper against the Patriots in Cleveland or Christian Kirk against the Colts in Indianapolis?
Amari Cooper. He's at home.
I don't know. That's a tight one. I don't know. Going off Shane's thing, probably Cooper,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm telling you now. Man's
It's a
at
fact.
home. He's
It's a
getting
fact.
between 15 and 20 points. It's going to happen.
It's actually a fact now, yeah.
It is based on consistently happening. So now it has become fact.
The 3-2 New York Jets take on the 3-2 Green Bay Packers.
Another loss to a New York team this week, huh?
Well, we'll
they're
start
home.
with loss to the Giants in London.
It's going to be worse next week when they lose. When we're coming out saying they lost to the Jets in Green Bay.
Jesus Christ, could you imagine? Oh, God.
Has Zach Wilson blossomed into a beautiful quarterback that none of us thought was actually there?
No.
No,
The running backs are just good.
no.
Yeah. He's definitely a guy you can keep an eye on.
14
But
and 210.
no, like I don't think so yet. It's one of those guys that you might play on a bye week or something. You know, if it feels a favourable matchup, might bring him in for the week, but like you're not.
Super
Let's
flex,
stick
maybe, yeah, as your second
Yeah.
quarterback.
The one thing I will say about the Jets, man, is they have recruited well this offseason. Like they've done a good job of putting a team around Zach Wilson to really give him every opportunity. Like his receivers look good when they play. Like their route running has been crisp. They've been getting open. They will go up for the jump balls. Bryce Hall and Michael Carter, either of them who come in, do a good job on the ground. His whole line is holding up all right. Like, the defense doesn't seem to be too bad. Ever that he could want is there. So if Zach Wilson can't make it work this year, I think we're saying goodbye to Zach Wilson.
Won't go that
Yeah.
far. I don't think to say goodbye to him. But yeah.
I think he's done, man. You can't play with this team around you. Maybe one more year, but like, how much is he going to improve between this season and next season?
Yeah, but you gotta give him a chance. He'll come back with the injury too. Like,
Anyway, to the running backs in New York, Brees Hall straight into your team. There's not a question anymore. I'd say you play him over pretty much most of your running backs at this stage. Michael Carter, I wouldn't be playing him. He got the 2 touchdowns last week, but Brees Hall did all the work, ran to the 1 yard line, and then got taken down. Oh, it was like Brees Hall could have had 2 more touchdowns. The Carter just snaked. The Green Bay running backs, this is a bit more of a question mark. Like, AJ Dillon has made his way to my bench. I'm not playing him, but Aaron Jones,
I think he still plays too.
No, I wouldn't play Dillon anymore. I think I'd be benching Dillon, but Jones is definitely, he's an instant starter. Like, he does so much work in the pass game for Green Bay as well.
I know Dylan was in a bit last week. They just really struggled for some reason in London. I don't know why, but he was in it.
That Giants defense was just that good.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
they were jet lagged.
Yeah, but Dylan is still that power back. I wouldn't give up on him too soon.
At the wide receiver position, are we playing any Jets in this game?
I take a punt. I take a punt on Wilson. Green Bay looked shaky, man, on Sunday against the Giants. Like, there was holes there. They got exploited by Danny Dimes at the end of the day. If Danny Dimes can do it, Zach Wilson can do it. I think Zach Wilson has a lot better receivers to work with than what Danny Dimes did. So I back maybe Moore or Wilson. If there's one of the two of them, I'd probably flex them.
I don't play Wilson.
Middle of the pack. Okay, like, both teams are middle of the pack against wide receivers. Green Bay are a little bit better. Sorry, Jamie, I cut you off there. What were you saying?
Oh, you're going. I was just saying that, like, if you're looking at a wide receiver there in the Jets, I'd only play Wilson. I don't think he'd play more. There's not enough upside. He's not playing well. Wilson just seems to be the lad there.
Yeah, I think even bench he didn't have a great game either.
Yeah.
Maybe wait and see on him. Just see how the running backs just did so much work.
Yeah.
Alan Lazard, can I interest you in a bit of Alan Lazard?
100%. Yeah.
Yeah, Lazard is he's a starter for me now. It's what, three weeks on the bounce over 10 points.
Yeah, he tried to force a lot of balls to Lazard there last Sunday too. Like, so he, when he shouldn't have, but he did.
We've a couple of more questions after coming in there as well, guys.
Cool, I can get off this Jets team then.
Not the Jets. Tyler Conklin plays the Jets.
Drop Julio for Kenneth Walker, 100%. I dropped the majority of my bench for Kenneth Walker if he's on waivers.
Yep.
Yeah, 100%. That's. You're just looking for reassurance because you don't want to drop Julio. That's why you're asking the question. That's all this is love for Julio. But get that man onto a bench or off onto the waiver wire as soon as possible.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's really picking up Julio anyway, are they?
No,
I wouldn't be touching him.
No.
Pretty much every redraft team I'd be trying to get rid of him at this stage. Like, who's available on waivers this week that you could go and get that's would you have Julio or Rondale Moore, Jacoby Myers, Tyler Boyd, Alec Pierce?
I'd probably pick up Jacoby Myers or Pierce as well.
Yeah, like, I'd want all those players basically over him. At running backs then, yeah, you definitely, even I'd be dropping him for Benjamin.
Yeah, he seems to be getting more and more of a share of the ball, splitting it down the line nearly with Connor, I'd say, before long.
Yeah.
Yeah, Julio's a drop for me anyway. If Kenneth Walker's sitting in the waiver wire, I'd be doing everything I possibly could. I'd be spending $100 a fab. I'd be turning away for priority. I'd be doing anything I could to get him. Move on to the next question then.
From
Would you
Tristan.
trade Debo for Marquise and Gabe Davis?
Oh, I don't think so. No.
Yeah, no, you're buying high on Davis, and Davis will have a big week this week.
I think Davis is very touchdown dependent. He only had, was it 2 receptions? We said last week. Like obviously he did a lot. Obviously he did a lot with it, but no, I don't think so.
Yeah, you're trading a number 1 for a 2 and a 3 essentially. Like Marquise Brown is going to be a 2. Davis is a 3. Maybe would you class Davis as the 2 there? Maybe.
Probably he is a 2. Like
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, boys. I probably would if I'm light on receivers. Like he's saying, he's light on receivers. There, I probably would make the trade. I'd see though. Debo's probably worth a 3rd player there. Like if you could get a middle of the road running back, like someone like I have, like James Conner. If you could pick up James Conner for Marquise Davis and James Conner for Debo, I'd do that trade in a heartbeat. But I'd see if I could get another player out of it.
I don't. Yeah, chance your arm and see you can get another player. I don't think you get another player like Connor's kind of name value, but because that's what Connor is at this stage, a lot of name value.
Yeah.
Would you trade Mixon for Swift? Like a healthy Swift, I kind of want Swift over Mixon, but is it a healthy Swift you're getting at this stage?
Oh, I keep Mixon, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't think I would. Yeah, I think I keep Mixon.
Mixon for me has no competition in that backfield whatsoever. I know Samaje Perine comes in every now and then, but like 90% of the snaps are Joe Mixon. Like Swift shares a bit more of the ball.
Mm.
But he's even like he wasn't even playing this week. So like, when's he even back? Do we have a time frame for him to be back?
I'm not sure.
I don't know. But like even Williams is doing so well now. Like they can't just drop him straight out of the team.
Yeah, keep Mixon. Is this a good trade? Chris Godwin, Jeff Wilson, Najee for Devontae Adams and Leonard Fournette. Oh, let's unwind that. Godwin, Wilson, and Najee for Devontae Adams and Leonard Fournette.
I love it.
What do you want?
I love it.
I want.
Fucking love it.
I want Devontae Adams and Leonard Fournette there.
Yeah, me too, man.
Yeah.
I want that star power in my lineup. That's what I want.
Yeah.
So yes, we do think it's a good trade. If you can get the Devontae Adams side, it's a good trade. Dylan and Deontay. That's probably AJ Dillon and Deontay Johnson. From the Steelers. Yeah, should wait for the breakout. I don't think you're getting a Deontay breakout. I think George Pickens is the guy taking over there. And AJ Dillon, what you do with him? Like,
I hold Dillon on now. Yeah.
Like,
you're not going to drop Dillon anyway. Like he's still going to get points.
Drop either of these players.
Yeah, it's a tough one, isn't it? That's not a nice place to be.
You just hold and wait.
Like Deontay could be I could be wrong, and Pickens might not be turning into the wide receiver one there, but I don't believe that he's not. If you know what I mean, I'm a full believer in Pickens. See the one-handed catch of the weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's very good.
He's sick.
Oh, sorry. We were talking about.
He's after replying again there, Isaac Pekka. Sorry if I'm saying that wrong.
More so, Dylan. 18-point game, and then you could that carries are there. In fairness, it's just frustrating.
It's just the Packers running backs. Like you're only at this all year, but that's not a bad idea. Wait till
just hold it and see what you can do.
If you do get the 18-point game, like who are you going out trying to get? Like are you going out trying to get a wide receiver? Are you going out trying to get another running back? Like because you're not like after one 18-point game, you're not going to get a premier running back for you might get a fairly decent wide receiver out of it, but I don't think you get a big running back out of it.
Would you go get
that's
Gabe
a-
Davis with him now, Jamie?
Yeah, you might.
Gabe
Yeah,
Davis, why is he doing it?
there's always some idiot that'll give you something high from like. Just
Go find the Packers fan in your league. There's always 7. of them.
Yeah.
I wouldn't take Dylan now. I'd rather just stay away from the Packers backline at this point. Like, but yeah, like you're not just hold on to Dylan. Just wait and see.
Pittsburgh and
So
Buffalo played against.
we have
Wallace.
one more, Dan, before we go on.
One more.
One more, and then we should move to. Is it Jacksonville and Indy is next?
Yeah. I traded Fournette and Gabe Davis for Jamar Chase and Josh Jacobs. Just thought I'd mention this for Davis owners looking to sell high. That is a good trade.
That
Well
is
done.
that's insane. What idiot
Well
gave
done.
you Jamar Chase?
Go Dan, go.
Yeah, right now, actually. Yeah, but Dan don't have Fournette. That's the problem.
Oh, a nice share of Zeke there.
And there's the guy. I think the guy in our league has Jamar Chase and Josh Jacobs on the one team, don't he?
Yeah, there's no way in hell you're going to get Josh
You're not
Jacobs
gonna get-
or Jamar Chase off him.
No.
Lenny Brees, Kelsey, and lost 100. Oh, lad, I'm so sorry.
Ouch.
That's
That's tough.
literally running into a buzzsaw.
That is tough.
Yeah, we all have hatred like that. I have Jared Goff destroying my soul.
And I just have my team.
I'm doing pretty good. I finally think I've picked up 3 wins on the bounce now, is it?
I'm now 1-4. I've never been 1-4 in my life. Like,
Hey, look, it's great, man. You have more choices on the waiver wire.
fuck all on the waiver.
Taysom Hill sitting there.
Have you looked at our waiver? There's
That's what
Geno
you need.
fucking-
You need a
Geno
Taysom
Benjamin
Hill.
and Rondell Moore. Like,
Nah, tell you now, Jamie, you need a Taysom Hill. You need a guy who's going to either get you 0 or get you 40 points.
If he goes on a Jamie team, he's getting 0.
Yeah, all day, every day. He's doing that for about 3 weeks, getting dropped, and then he scored 40 the week after.
Jacksonville
Hawkins is
at
a boy,
Indianapolis. Trevor Lawrence versus Matt Ryan. I think it might be time. Like, if say you are like me and you have Jared Goff on a bye week, Trevor Lawrence, he's a candidate to slip into your team. Show you this week.
Yeah, no, I would. I'd take
Maybe,
the punt
yeah.
on Trevor Lawrence this week
Yeah.
against that Colts defense.
if you needed a guy, yeah, I suppose so.
It's not a great matchup for Colts against quarterbacks, is it? Like, they're kind of middle of the pack as well. I don't know, but like, yeah, Indy have been bad, so you expect Matt Ryan to turn it over a few times, so you do get the ball a bit more. Jonathan Taylor is back, hopefully, fingers crossed, so he's straight into your lineup. It's the Jacksonville running backs that are a bit more difficult. James Robinson, Travis Etienne. Robinson burned you this week.
I still think I'm sticking with Robinson over ETN, man.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Like,
But that's the Colts are decent against the run, aren't they?
yeah, they're all right. Like, they're not top. I don't think they're top 10 or anything, are they?
No, middle of the pack, number 16 as well. So yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's hard to know with Robinson. Like, would you go Robinson against Indianapolis, or would you go? I can't even think of someone you might put it. Najee against Tampa Bay again.
No, we go
Robinson.
Robinson all day.
I
there,
asked
come on.
Robinson,
Would you
yeah.
go Cam Akers against Carolina or James Robinson against
Robinson.
Yeah, Robinson, man. I'm
Yeah.
staying away from that Rams situation.
And then ETN, we're benching him. Then if we're debating Robinson, we're benching ETN. Like,
Yeah.
Jamie, we always come to you with Michael Pittman questions.
Don't want to.
If just take it as if it's not your team that he's on. Just he's on some random person's team.
Yeah, well, you play him. You have to play him. You have to Pippen. Yeah, but like you drafted Pippen for a reason. You drafted him as, in some cases, a wide receiver one. He's not at that point now, but you back to talent. You have to keep playing him. You have him, you play him. You don't. You're not benching Pippen. Let's call it spade a spade. He might not be playing well, but that's not his fault. That's Matt Ryan's fault. But you gotta keep playing him.
Are you playing MVS or Pittman this week?
Oh, Pittman.
I don't know, man. I think if I have Pittman and MVS on my team, I'd play an MVS.
Oh, really? Like you don't want to be in that
Okay.
situation with the Chiefs either, right? That's the even worse situation.
Yeah, but at least you have a chance of scoring points.
Like, we'll get to Buffalo and Kansas City, but like, there's going to be points. But
Yeah.
Kelsey will probably get 7 touchdowns. So,
Exactly. And 7 yards.
Christian Kirk, is he in your team? Probably is a flex option, isn't he?
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah,
Solid.
he's been solid. He's had too many solid weeks to just drop him after one bad week. You can't do that.
And Evan Ingram, tight end, are you putting him in after a decent week?
Well, he's on the
Hopefully.
carousel,
He's
man.
a-
He's on the carousel.
He's been very consistent the last few weeks. Oh, wait, sorry, no, I lied. He wasn't. I feel like he's been very consistent the last few weeks. But yeah, I think you're right.
Minnesota at Miami. Do we have Tua back for this game, or are they still kind of? We probably won't know until later on in the week.
No,
will we?
there's a likelihood that Tua and Teddy don't play in this game.
Oh, God, yeah, because Teddy went out with an unexplained injury as well, didn't he?
Well, no, it was a head injury. Like,
It was a head injury, yeah. New
Raheem
concussion protocol.
Mostert is. We talked about it at the start of the show. He's going into your team.
yeah, I think especially if they're like, because they're not going to play the third string quarterback. They're more than likely going to pick up a quarterback off the street here to come in and play this game. That's more than likely what's going to happen. He did not look good against the Jets. I don't think they're going to keep him. They're more than likely going to go to someone who's waiting on a team. Cam Newton would be my choice. But
Jamie.
it's going to be run heavy this week from Miami.
Jamie, Raheem Mostert or Kareem Hunt against New England?
Oh, Mostert. Yeah,
Same.
I think you can back Mostert now.
I think I would go with Mostert. Just I think he's going himself and Edmonds this week. I think Edmonds is all right to flex this week. It's going to be run heavy for Miami. They're going to have to make the run game work this week to try and beat Minnesota.
Yeah.
I think I'd be hiding from that Edmonds that Edmonds risk. Isaac Pecco also had in another league an opponent put up 36 points. He had a very similar lineup to me with Goff and Dylan in there.
You can't look. I played Amon Ra this week too. And I don't think you can blame anyone for playing Amon Ra. When he's fit with the way he was playing, you have to play him.
You have to play him, yeah.
Miami wide receivers. Tyreek was in a walking boot. Do you bench Waddle if we have this third string nonsense?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you take the punt on someone else.
I was actually just thinking it there because I Waddle in my team, obviously, and I was like, "Fuck, I'm gonna have to pick up a wide receiver now." You can't blame him, like.
No,
You're not having a great fantasy year on that team.
I'm not having a good fantasy.
Justin Jefferson's an auto start, and then Adam Thielen is our barometer really for picking wide receivers. So Adam Thielen or Garrett Wilson against the Packers?
Garrett Wilson.
I go Thielen. I go
I
Thielen.
go Thielen as well. Adam Thielen or Michael Pittman? Pittman has
Adam
the Jags.
Thielen.
Michael Pittman.
Adam Thielen for me as well.
Yeah, Adam Thielen, man, all day, every day for that one.
No, I have Pittman's going to come good. Okay.
Man, you're just motivationally speaking to yourself. That's all you're doing. You're not even giving people advice on Pittman. You're just like, it's going to work. It has to work. Please, God, let it work.
Adam
Me and
Thielen.
every other Pittman owner in the whole world is the same way, right? Has to work.
Crap!
Adam Thielen or Devin Duvernay versus the Giants, the mighty Giants.
Yeah, Pittman's back.
I'd probably throw in Duvernay.
Pick one for this week: Cooper, Bateman, or Dylan. Amari
Jesus.
Cooper.
Mary Cooper, man, he's at home.
I think we discussed Cooper versus Bateman, didn't we?
Yeah, I think we did. Yeah, I look, the new people coming into this. I have said this weeks ago. When Amari Cooper is at home, you're scoring between 15 to 20 points with Amari Cooper. When he's on a road game, do not play him. He will not score anything. He does not like to travel.
Wide receivers: Jamar Chase, Mike Williams, Cortland Sutton. Any advice on what I should do with them? Any trade targets you guys like? I'm keeping Sutton because he's just consistent as hell. Like Russ only has eyes for Sutton, so he's your wide receiver too. He gets you decent points. He's not going to have much trade value at the minute either, but he's consistently good.
See, I
Can you
would
trade
have
Mike
thought
Williams after the big week?
No, I would have said keep Jamar and Mike Williams. I think the two of them they have better chances of scored you more points. I think Sutton is the weak link out of the three. The Broncos receivers in general, man, they're hyped up on name. I think if I could trade Sutton for a solid running back option, I would.
You are not a Sutton owner then, because Sutton has been doing great.
Yeah, he's been solid, but I think Mike Williams is a 20-point a week guy. Like he could be that. Jamar Chase is that. He's just he hasn't hit the ground running. But Sutton is struggling under the cloud that's over Russell Wilson at the minute. Like,
yeah, and if Wilson's going to be out for a while, if he does get that surgery, then Sutton's productivity goes way down. But like, I don't know what you.
I'll give you the rankings. I'll give you the rankings. Mike Williams is the 10th wide receiver in half PPR with 65.2 points. Cortland Sutton is number 14 with 62.7 points. And Jamar Chase is down at 18 with 60.5 points. So they're all actually very similar receivers.
Yeah, I still think I keep Chase and Williams, though. He's after putting in there. Connor's after throwing up who his running backs are. He's actually very strong at running back. He's just struggling at QB. Like, I don't know. Can you just trade away any of those receivers? Like, Jamar Chase, if you want a top-end quarterback, I think Jamar Chase would get you one. He's not going to get you a Josh Allen, but he will get you
Yeah, I'm not trading Jamar Chase for a quarterback.
No, like unless you're desperate, I maybe trade him away, but I wouldn't be trading away any of those lads.
Would you trade Mike Williams or Cortland Sutton for Kyler?
No. I'd trade one of those guys for Kyler, but I wouldn't trade both.
Oh, yeah, that's what I mean. One of them, not the two of them. Like,
yeah. Like, I'd see if you could give Sutton for Kyler, I'd do that. Mike Williams as well. I'd do Mike Williams as well because Keenan Allen's going to come back in. He's surely going to take targets away from him.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it was me, I'd keep Sutton and go see if I could sell Mike Williams. But you guys are kind of... Jamie, you didn't really give your opinion. Who do you think? Mike Williams? You're the Mike Williams owner, aren't you?
No. I was last year. Yeah. Once Keenan Allen comes in, his production's going to go way down. But like, I wouldn't be getting rid of any of these lads unless you kind of had to. A lot of upside with these boys. Like, you don't give away Chase. No way. There's enough in that offense for it to be good enough for Chase to go back up to where he was at the start of the year. And I say so. Yeah, well, if I had to pick one, I probably would trade away Mike Williams.
Yeah, see, but my thing is with that team, if you're really struggling at quarterback, like, I know we don't value the quarterback position, obviously, as high as running backs and stuff like that in fantasy. But like, if you like, I had a real bad QB for the first 5 weeks, really struggled to get over 20 points. I had 5 points, 2 points out of quarterbacks. When you do have that, it is such an uphill battle when you're know that the opposite quarterback is going to get 20, 30 points. It's the difference between going to the playoffs and having a chance for the championship at the end of the year fantasy to be middle of the road or in the toilet bowl playoffs. Like, for me, I would definitely trade Mike Williams. I'd say you're right, maybe number one. And if they're not willing to take Mike Williams, I would then move on to Sutton and see if I could get a QB.
Do you think you probably trade? Do
Go
you
on,
think it could trade one of the running backs for like, say, like Josh Allen or someone, like a top
No,
top
I don't.
quarterback?
No, I don't think if you have Josh Allen, you're not selling the guys you have a chance of going to get Herbert, Burrow,
Yeah.
Murray, or that's about it. I wouldn't really target anyone else. I would target those three guys: Herbert, Burrow, and Murray. They'd be my three targets.
I might avoid Burrow purely because of that offensive line.
Maybe Hurts. Hurts, I think, is the last guy that you might have a chance of getting. But you're not getting Mahomes, Jackson, or Allen. Three of those guys are off the table.
If you can pick up Hurts there, I'd definitely do it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He'd be my
Yeah,
top
100%.
target, but I don't
Yeah.
think you'll get him.
Hard to get. Yeah, it'd be
Yeah,
hard to get.
I think Herbert, Burrow, and Murray, you have a realistic chance of getting for Williams or Sutton.
Anyway, let's move on. Cincinnati at New Orleans. The aforementioned Joe Burrow. He's in your team. I think we get Winston back for this game, but does it change much? Olave is out. Mike Thomas is out. Well, I don't know if Mike Thomas is definitely out yet.
Yeah, they think he might be back, but coming off an injury anyway, you don't really want to play lads like that.
No. So Alvin Kamara then. Alvin Kamara and Taysom Hill.
I think we're back with Taysom Hill, yeah.
Look, we know what Taysom Hill is, right? I've said it now, like he's a 0 points or 20 points, 30 points. That's what he is. There's like no middle ground with the man. He's not just going to score you 10, 11 points. He's either going to hit it big or he's going to do absolutely nothing.
Yeah. We've talked him to death.
Yeah, we're not doing that again.
The Cincinnati side's the normal boys. It's Burrow, Mixon, Chase, and Higgins, and then off you pop.
Yep.
Full team is Carr, Brees, Lenny, Deontay, Keenan, Cooper, Kelsey. Benches Bateman, Dillon, Madison. Should I improve? See, it's hard to know what to even do. Like,
Well, I would say there, if you could package Dillon and Cooper or Dillon and Deontay, maybe. No, Dillon and Deontay, there's no real value there. Maybe Cooper is a bit of value. If you could package Cooper and Dillon and get back a real good running back to add to the two that you have, that'd be what I would do.
I think he more needs a wide receiver.
See,
What the running back?
I'd risk it. I'd risk it on Bateman. Kelsey's doing so well that I think Keenan Allen, when he comes back in, is going to do well. That I think you can risk it on Bateman on having those 3, 4, 5 point weeks. That one of them, at least another 1 or 2 weeks in the season, he's going to get between kind of 10 and 20 points.
Yeah.
If you have
speaking of
3
Bateman,
solid running backs like Brees and Lenny, would say, an Aaron Jones, if you moved up to an Aaron Jones, or if you got, who else could you get there? Running backs wise, maybe talking a Josh Jacobs, no, you're never getting Nick Chubb. Dalvin Cook, if you could trade for Dalvin Cook, maybe like go for one of those guys.
It's
Maybe
probably too
even
late to cook. Like,
yeah, maybe.
yeah.
See
Maybe
what you
last
could get.
week, yeah.
Could you go and get Christian McCaffrey for that?
Oh,
no.
no.
Would you go out and get Pierce or Kamara?
I want to get Kamara, yeah. I wouldn't want him. Pierce, maybe, yeah.
Pierce owner's going to love Pierce as well. Like, Pierce owner's going to be mad for him.
Yeah.
Anyway, Baltimore at the Giants. Lamar Jackson's ripping it up, so you're gonna roll with him. Dobbins is the only real question mark here. Like, I don't think you're messing with Bateman coming off the injury. Devin Duvernay, don't think I'm messing with that either. Have you either you any interest in?
No, that game is ass, man.
Yeah.
Well, I
It's Lamar.
suppose you've Andrews, like, but that's
Yeah, it's Saquon, Lamar, and Andrews in this game. Really, like,
Yeah.
Dobbins.
Yeah.
I suppose you have to play Dobbins if you have Dobbins.
Yeah, like
Nah.
Dobbins is he's a flex option, isn't he? Like if you drafted him, he's going in your flex. Like
Tampa Bay at Pittsburgh. Oh, poor Kenny Pickett.
yeah, so
What
this
you got?
one, this one is just basically Tampa Bay players, isn't it? Like you're starting Lenny, Mike Evans, Godwin, and that's
Yeah.
it. Like we're not going near anyone else, are we? Like the Tampa Bay defense is definitely starting.
So, yeah.
Good point. Well made. That.
Yeah, like I think that's it for this game. Like
Could you? Well, what Pickens? Could you flex Pickens?
nah,
No.
not against Tampa Bay, man. They are so good defensively.
Yeah. Well, no.
You can beat them with the tight end, but are you taking that risk with Freiermuth?
No.
No.
He got a concussion last week too, I think, didn't he?
Oh, did he? Oh, he's
so
gone for a
probably
few
out.
weeks then.
Yeah, so you're fucked there now. So that's it. Move on.
Yeah, the only position that tends to beat. So Tampa Bay were 11th best for tight end matchup, 17th, 13th, 3rd against Kansas City. So Kelsey killed them. And then just after they'd been scorched by tight ends left, right, and center, Kyle Pitts and the Atlanta Falcons rolled into town. in fairness to Pitts, he didn't play this week. He was out, but it's still funny to look at on the graphic. Arizona at Seattle.
Before we move on to that, Connor got back in touch there again, and we have one other question from DJ Nightmare.
Do you like to trade Connor for Montgomery? I want Montgomery, and that's a Cardinals
Yeah.
fan saying that.
Yeah, 100%.
And I am a Connor owner, and I would take Montgomery.
Sent Mike Williams, Goff, and McLaurin for Kyler, Lamb, and Cam Akers
Oh.
just to drop him. I'll keep you guys posted. Just to drop Cam Akers, is it?
I like it.
I do like that though. Like if you can get Mike Williams, like I do, like take Cam Akers out of that trade, Murray and Lamb for Mike Williams, Goff, and McLaurin.
No, he's trading away Mike Williams, Goff, and McLaurin.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I trade away Mike Williams, Goff, and McLaurin just for Murray and Lamb. I wouldn't even leave Cam Akers in that deal.
Yeah.
That's a good deal, man. Yeah, I like that. If that comes back in for you, that's a tasty trade.
Yeah, let us know on Twitter. IF Punts.
Yeah, follow us on Twitter, IF Punts, and then subscribe to the YouTube. But if your man comes back and says he doesn't want to do that deal, just drop Cam Akers out of it and see does that make it better.
Yeah,
probably would.
The art of negotiations. Arizona at Seattle. Kyler Murray just talked about you starting him. Geno Smith, I'm starting Geno Smith as well. We talked about him earlier.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
For all the quarterback questions we've been getting and worry about quarterbacks, if you're struggling and looking for a quarterback, just go get Geno Smith. Like, roll with that fire.
Yeah, for right now, like then his next 4 games, especially up until his bye week, I think, are very good games for him. Like he could score a lot of points. Then he comes up against Tampa Bay before his bye week. Then you need to drop him.
Or at least bench him. James Conner's gone to your bench if he's injured. He's probably gone to your bench anyway if he's half fit. If Connor's out, are we rolling with Eno Benjamin? A flex option, maybe?
I think you could, Joe. I don't trust Benjamin more than Connor at this point.
Yeah.
See, Connor still gets a lot of. He still gets a lot of work, and like I wouldn't mind it's bye week for Henry and Amon-Ra for me this week, so I need Connor to play this week.
I don't think he will play. I think they'll sit him this week. Kenny Walker, he's gone straight into your running back 2 place. Hollywood, yeah, you're locked in with Hollywood now, really, aren't you? There's no
definitely,
Hollywood. Wide receiver 5 on the season, and then Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf are both straight into your lineup.
Starts,
Yep.
Zach Ertz and Will Dissly both start.
Just looking at it, I was like, this is the ultimate Shane tight end matchup.
Man, I'm gonna watch this game just for the tight end, start to finish.
That's,
I think you
that's
can't
your
play
bold
with this.
prediction of the week now, is it? Disley and Hurts score a touchdown.
Oh, 2 tutties each, man.
I actually would look up the price of that. Oh, Mooney was 9-4 to score a touchdown too. I forgot to tell you.
It's not a bad little bet.
That's
Tenner on that.
smaller than what I thought.
Anytime touchdown's always a bit kind of gammy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Carolina at the Rams. Oh God.
It's Cooper Cup.
PJ Walker as well.
This, regardless of Carolina, because let's be honest, Christian McCaffrey, if you have him, you're playing him. Other than that, you're not touching Carolina. And on the Rams side of things, you're looking at it going Cooper Cup. And after the weekend, I will say one thing. Skoranek, man, looks just electric. Every time the ball goes near him, the man does something with it. Like, they should just target Skoranek more.
Yeah, but Tony Romo wants to suck him off so much, it's ridiculous. Tony Romo will not shut up about Skoranek every time you watch him.
He's so good.
Some name.
Tyler Higbee, you're playing Tyler Higbee anyway because he's been consistent and it's the tight end nonsense.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, they give Tyler Higbee that.
And then Jamie, what do you think about maybe playing a Rams running back against the Carolina team?
Oh God, no. No, I think at this point just stay away from them. Like you're getting absolutely no production value off any of the two of them at this point. You know, at least we thought before Henderson was kind of taking the first few weeks he was the guy, but I just don't want there now. Just don't bother. Just stick him on your bench. Hope for the best.
Yeah, you could talk yourself into them this week, but you like you say, you might be better off.
Yeah, I just don't bother. That's
official bear. Should I trade Goff, Stevenson, Fournette, and Amari Cooper for Jefferson, Josh Allen, and Hunt? Yes.
Oh yeah.
Just received it and can't believe it. You're not missing anything.
Oh, go fast. Fast.
Yeah, Jefferson and Allen.
Yeah, that needs to be accepted. Josh Allen, Jefferson, and Hunt. Like, Josh Allen and Jefferson alone.
Yeah. Just go do it.
Yeah, if you get that in, man, go for it.
Fast.
Well, I could get, like, if you were worried about losing Fournette is the only thing I can see there. Like, are you light on running back or something that you have to think about it? Because that's the only reason I'd be looking at that.
Yeah, I wouldn't be on near it.
Yeah, he just said that's what he's saying. Yeah.
Yeah, like it is two running backs given up, but you know, fuck.
Yeah, but
me.
you were hardly starting Stevenson.
No, you probably weren't. You wouldn't now, but you wouldn't.
Yeah, look, he just says here that he already has Eckler and Miles Sanders, so I get rid of Fournette there and take the Josh Allen and Justin Jefferson side of that. Josh Allen could win you a championship by himself this year, like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Bye, Goff, Stevenson, Fournette, and Cooper.
Yeah, all day. Yeah.
Justin Jefferson and Josh Allen. My God. Sorry, guys, we were moving on.
Yeah.
Buffalo at Kansas City. This is the game that you want Josh Allen for.
Their defense has not been good, has it?
I think you're playing everyone in this game but the running backs. Do you question the running backs, like?
Well, you're not playing Singletary. Edwards-Helaire, I think you're probably rolling with for another week after his one down week. I think you will roll with him again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You do here, and yeah. 100%.
Yeah. And I think Diggs Davis, yeah, you're sticking with that. I think from looking at the output from the Chiefs wide receivers, if you need one, I think MVS is the only one I'm taking the chance on. I don't like Juju's output. He has 1 week over 10 points. The rest of his weeks are all 4s and 5s. MVS has a couple of 7s and 8s and one at 12. I think he's the only one that I would flex. And then what are we saying tight end wise, I wonder?
Probably
I think he
Dawson
might
Knox, I
start that
suppose,
Kelsey
anyway.
guy.
I might drop him this week. Will Disley's has a good matchup.
I'd go back to the wide receivers. I think I'd play Juju as well if I needed a wide receiver start. Like this game could explode. This could be 44-42. Like
Yeah, this is the game of the year so far. If it turns out how everyone thinks it's going to go.
Jamie, do you have any kind of inklings anywhere else in this game, or are you happy enough to go roll with what was said?
No, I think you're kind of right there. I suppose if you're looking for like James Cook could be a guy there you could bring in. He seemed to get a couple of touches there last week. No, they did blow out. Who they playing? Can't remember who they're playing. I can't remember, but I know they blew them out. But he was getting a couple of touches there, and like Singletary isn't doing as well as he could. So, no, I don't know saying start Cook, but keep an eye on him.
Pittsburgh is who it was.
That was it.
Yeah, it was over by halftime, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah.
Dallas at Philly, 4-1 Dallas versus 5-0 Philly. Jalen Hurts straight in anyway.
100%. Yeah.
Because he's going to rush touchdowns. He's not going to pass them, but he's going to rush them in. I think this could be a low-scoring game. Actually, both defenses are quite good. Like Dallas are very good against the rush as well, and like there's a lot of what Philadelphia have been leaning on.
Yeah, I don't know if there's an awful lot to actually do start here, to be honest. Start Lamb. Other than that, I don't know really.
Tony
Maybe.
Pollard. I'm flexing Pollard.
Yeah, but
He'll have a couple
touchdown
of big
dependent,
breaks.
Yeah,
Yeah, like I would
very
flex
very
him.
good defense there. Like
Not
The
wrong.
tight ends.
Pick it out. Dalton Schultz is a bench anyway. Like he's
Yeah,
done
yeah,
yeah.
they're gone. Like yeah.
Goddard
Goddard.
to the
Yeah.
tight end. Yeah,
It'll be a tough game, but I wouldn't bank on like I don't know what way to go with the Cowboys receivers just for the simple fact that Dak is getting assessed tomorrow, so he might be starting come Sunday. It might not be Cooper Rush. If it's not Cooper Rush and it's Dak, I think we're in for a higher scoring game. That's this. It'll be an interesting watch.
what's
about
the
Gallup?
over under on this game? Oh, Gallup.
No, what about Gallup?
If Dak is in,
go.
I'm If Dak is in, I'm playing Gallup because Dak loves to throw the deep ball to Gallup.
Gallup or
Jamie, do you have
Bateman.
the odds on your phone there?
I do, yeah.
What's the over under on this game? Just so we can see kind of what the bookies think
I'll
of
tell you
the
now in 2
price.
seconds.
In the meantime, we can do
45.
45 over. So they are expecting points.
Yeah. Like if Cooper Rush is in the game, Dallas are like they might score 20, 21 points, but they're not going to get any higher than that. Like if Philly score over 21, 22 points, that game's toast. Like
Yeah, if I have better options at the running back position, I'm not playing Zeke anyway.
yeah.
CeeDee Lamb, Michael Gallup as a flex, maybe AJ Brown into your team. Devonta Smith is kind of a question mark. I don't know if I want to play him.
Yeah, them Eagles receivers, man, they're like AJ Brown started so well, but it's getting tough now as an AJ Brown owner. Like, what's that? 3 weeks on the spin, low scored.
What did he get recently?
No, it was just last week.
Just last
Scored that. He was doing well.
Did he not have 1-2 weeks ago too?
So week 2 he had 9.4.
Oh, there
That
it was.
the
Yeah,
lowest.
Yeah, but you
Uh,
take that though.
like
yeah, you
For a
were
bad
one,
week.
the one thing with the Cowboys defense is whoever Trevon Diggs is on, Trevon Diggs would allow you space. He gives up so much yardage.
Yeah, it's just the interceptions. That's the only
Yeah,
reason. Team.
That's it. Like he gives up so much yardage to come in and lurk underneath you. Like, but whoever he is covering, if he's on one of those guys for the majority of the game, like they're probably going to have a really good game. But we won't know till the game kicks off who he's actually going to be on most of the time.
I'd say you have to play Miles Sanders, but maybe just don't have your expectations too high.
Yeah.
Jamie, you can talk us through Denver and the Chargers on Monday Night Football.
Why'd you give me all the shit games? It's got some shit players, isn't it?
Hey, Jamie, there's a question after coming in. Do you want to answer the question first?
Go on, what's the question, so?
We actually have 2 questions in there.
Yeah, 2 go.
I'm definitely giving you the shit question there, Jamie.
There are no shit questions, people. Keep them coming. It's just a joke.
You sound like an English teacher when you were like 4.
So to you, it was just a teacher.
Yeah, fair enough. We start with the PPR, Jamie. For the flex, Monty or Jeff Wilson Jr. Stevenson's in the riding back 1 spot, so I'll get you the matchups. Monty is playing against. He was the early game, wasn't he?
Washington.
And then who was the other player we had in the question?
Jeff Wilson. That's against Atlanta.
Oof, that's a tough one. No?
Jeff Wilson. Oh, sorry, I'll give it to Jamie.
Yeah, no, I think you go Jeff Wilson. Yeah, easier matchup. Wilson he's been looking good the last few weeks. So yeah, I think Wilson's the man there. I wouldn't shy away from either of us, to be honest.
Background: Atlanta are the 4th worst team against the run.
Sorry.
They are not. They are actually scrolling. Like the 21st worst team against the run. So they're like really, really bad against the run. Shane, we'll give you the next question then. Connor's back.
Connor's back again, bud.
Oh, God.
Differently.
Connor, you may subscribe to us for all these questions, man. Go follow us over at IF Punts on Twitter too.
we're way over time. Like we need to.
The Chelsea match is on. Like differently, QBs have bonuses. Should I send Rodgers, Williams, Davis, and Stevenson for Herbert, Samuel, Connor? He has Davian Harris as well. Send Rodgers, Williams. Is that Mike Williams? Must be.
Yeah, is it
Roy Davidson and Stevenson for Herbert, Samuel, Connor. You're giving up a lot.
Yeah. Don't think you get much back off Connor there, like.
No, I'd probably keep what I have. Keeping what I have. Stevenson, Davis, and Williams. Depending on who the Williams is, I'm assuming for some reason it's Jamal Williams is the one sticking out in my head.
No, it'll be Mike. Sure, he already gave the team where you're on, didn't he?
No, it's a different league. Different league. But I'm not going in on Connor. I think Debo's situation. Yeah, Debo's a star and all, but I don't. The whole Jimmy G thing just throws me off Debo a little bit.
Would you trade Fournette for CD Lamb in a full PPR? Yes, I don't need to see your running backs. Yes, do it, man. Yeah.
Oh, no way, man. I think I keep Fournette.
No, he has CMC and Barkley, ETN. No.
Yeah, what happens when CMC or Barkley get injured again and ETN is a ball of shite?
Sure, like he has Olave, who's got a concussion, Mike Williams, Brandon Cooks, and Juju. Go get CD.
Yeah, I think he needs to wide receiver more there.
All right, Jay. Look, yeah, just for the fact that it's state of your wide receivers at the minute, I think I'd go get him. But I'd offer up ETN first to see if I could get something for ETN, man. Get a quick fix. Go out and see if you can get Cortland Sutton or someone like that.
Chelsea penalty.
And Juju.
10. Jalen Waddle a buy low this week.
Yes.
I don't know if you get Waddle low at any stage, but probably at this time.
Yeah, you're not going to get low on you.
Yeah, people are going to hold on to him just for his name, but there surely is some Waddle owner out there going, I got no Tua, I got no Bridgewater, and I got no option but to get rid of his ass.
It was Mike Williams in the previous question, Mike Williams. So,
yeah. Look, yeah, I try to give up something. Wait, hang on. Which question was that?
This was the QB league.
Oh yes.
Davis and Stevenson for Herbert, Samuel.
Yeah, no, I'm still probably holding what I have.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
For some reason, I read that as Curtis Samuel. Is that Debo Samuel?
I presume it's Debo.
Yeah,
That's how I
Debo.
presumed.
Yeah.
Oh, if it's Debo, that changes things completely for me.
Oh, I'm still keeping who I have.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay, I probably would go the Herbert side in that situation if I can get Debo.
No, man, I'm Herbert's brilliant and Debo is brilliant. But Connor is a letdown. I think what you have in Stevenson, Davis, Williams, and Rogers, like if you're starting all them, you're probably getting the same amount of points that Herbert and Samuel are getting. You're like, who are you picking up to make the difference for another two guys? Like,
Anyway, we need to wrap this up. So the last
Yeah.
match,
Yeah.
Denver at the Chargers on Monday night. Russell Wilson, Justin Herbert. Russell Wilson is a bench, surely.
At this point, yeah, I think
yeah,
so.
he's gone. Yeah, done, dusted.
Herbert's in. Jamie, you have Melvin Gordon. What do you think? You're rolling
Well,
against the Chargers.
Well, I have to, but he's my RB1 at the moment. So that's how bad my team is, guys. No, I think you do. I think you play him anyway. I think there's enough upside there for him. You know, he played well last week. He did. I think he played well enough that he can be the RB1 in that team now. Like the only thing he was lacking last week was a touchdown. That was it. I think on the other side, then you've got Eckler. Obviously, he's a starting half. You're not dropping Eckler, yeah. Probably Williams, Allen. Probably play Sutton. Would you play Judy? Shane, you got Judy? Would you play him? You play him?
I guess the Chargers, yeah, probably they haven't been too consistent on defense so far. They're not pressuring the QB the same way with Joey Bosa out, so QBs tend to have a bit more time against them. So it's not a bad situation to be in for Russell Wilson this week.
So do you not drop Russell Wilson then?
No, I'd still probably drop Wilson, but I think the wide receivers you could take the punt on. They're going to catch a touchdown, like you're touchdown dependent with them. They're not 100-yard guys, like.
Yeah.
We might see Keenan Allen again at some stage this season.
Yeah, he's listed to play.
He's supposed to play, yeah.
Fingers crossed. And then Gerald Everett is on the carousel.
Yeah, man. If you're in need of a tight end and you want to chance it, go for it. I'd still say pick up Will Disley.
Of course you do.
Well, he's playing against Arizona, who are absolutely terrible at the minute.
Massive thank you to everyone who listened tonight, and cheers for all the comments and the questions. Subscribe on YouTube and follow us on Twitter at the IF Punts. Not at the IF Punts, at IF Punts even. Shane, Jamie, say your goodbyes.
Good,
Adios.
Adios, lads.
See you later, guys. Please like and follow.